Hey guys, Nolan here. Today we're talking about forward and what it means to go forward and what it doesn't, and how people have a misconception of what it really means. Before we do that, why not hit the subscribe button and the bell so you are notified the moment I upload new content. I'd also like to do a quick shout out to a friend of mine, Sam, for this amazing shirt she got me because it's very true. I like horses and maybe like 3 people. How true? So you're going to hear this a lot when you get into riding. Your coach says it. The judge says it. Hell, probably grandma even says it, even if she knows absolutely nothing about horses.
What?
But forward is probably the most used piece of lingo I hear the most in the horse industry. I mean, it's used by pretty much everybody, whether they know their stuff or not. Forward! What does forward even mean, though? So I'm pulling out my handy dandy horse trainer's glossary right here that I got from my good friends over at Ride Verbatim. I did do a review on this book like months ago, so if you haven't seen it, link to it is right up there and down below. You should definitely give it a check out. And if you're interested in getting a copy for yourself, all links are down below in the description. So, forward. Let's look at the definition. The desire to carry unconditionally upon a line of travel and advance the load. It is the quality or idea in the mind of the horse, making him aware of the line. Yeah, I know what you're probably thinking. That's great, Nolan, but what the hell does that even mean? Yeah, don't worry, I got you covered here. I'm gonna make this like stupidly simple for you. Ready? Here we go. First off, let's say what forward is not. Forward is not fast. I mean, it can seem fast in certain instances, especially if you're not used to a forward horse and you decide to, jump on one. One canter strike, I think I've made it halfway to China. But really, it's an illusion. Going fast is more a horse running than going forward. A horse being off balance. Yeah, you're gonna see that a lot in riding schools or with coaches who really have no clue what the hell they're looking at. I mean, they scream it a million times in one breath. And the student kicks the horse and the horse goes faster and faster and faster. Legs are literally flying everywhere. Horse is stumbling in and out of the canter. And honestly, it's a really good thing we are in the arena because how else would I turn without these walls? And of course, through all that, the coach yells, "Yes, now your horse is forward." No, your horse is not forward. He literally is running on the forehand to beat the band. He's so off balance, he's literally tripping over his own feet. That ain't forward, dear. If your coach says that's forward, then I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, honestly, let's go back to the definition, shall we? Is your horse carrying on a line? Nope. He needs the walls to get around, so... Is he advancing the load? No, he is so far on the forehand he can't find any balance. Is this idea or quality of forward in his mind? Honestly, I think it's probably the last thing that's on his mind, and I can't really blame him for that. For more information on the misconception of forward and why many people believe forward means fast, this link to my other video will explain everything you need to know. I'll also link it down below. Okay, Nolan, then what is forward? Forward is direction. Actually, to make it even more simplistic, it's that direction. Not that direction, not that direction, not that direction, definitely not. It's that direction. Going that way. And it's how much we ask as the rider to go that way. Horses shouldn't dictate how much we go that way. No, that's our job. Think of it like this. A horse who is warming up at the beginning of their ride doing an easy trot should still, technically, be forward. By the way, just in case you don't know, an easy trot is a trot that isn't anything special. It's very casual, not exactly a working trot yet. It's just used to warm up the muscles, get everything flowing, and pretty much help the horse find balance before we go into that bigger trot. I personally use this kind of trot for my guy when I'm starting the first trots of my ride, just to get everything flowing, because if I ask too much too early, I end up having a horse who is going really fast and very full of tension. Now, while he may not be moving as forward as people would like to see, his mind is still thinking forward. Meaning, if I said, we're going to go a bit forward now, he's willing to go. There really shouldn't be the feeling of the parking brake being on, or that the hind legs are stuck in mud. If I say, oh, it's time to go a bit bigger, he's willing to go. And that's where I was kind of saying, the horse doesn't get to dictate these things. We're the pilot. We're the rider. We get to say that. If I want to go bigger, there is a willingness to go bigger. Next thing to know, forward is development. When you hear a lot of coaches screaming, go forward, 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 they make it seem like you're either going forward or you're not. And really, it's too much of a black and white mentality. Getting a correct forward horse comes from practice and development. So for this example, we're going to think of a scale from 0 to 10. Horsey that doesn't want to move is at a 0. 10 is that beautiful flowing A+ material working trot. You may be able to get a decent forward working trot at say 5. But to get to 10, you can't just wake up one day and say, we're going for a 10. If you do, good luck. You're probably going to come up against a couple of obstacles, like a tight back, running, head in the air, you know, the fun stuff. So as I say, good luck. And funny thing is, the things I just listed off, that's normal when you start to step into waters that are unknown. But when you go from 5 to a 10, they're going to be at the extreme. And honestly, at that point, we're back to the school ring where the students are flying around the arena, needing those kickboards to keep them in place. Instead, I would suggest learning to develop the forward. If Horsey is comfortable and relaxed and supple and this, that, and the other out of 5, open him up to a 6. One of two things are going to happen. He's either going to keep his suppleness and his relaxation and his rhythm and all that fun stuff at the 6. If that's the case, you can then move him up to a 7, which then would go to an 8, etc., 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 until you can get to the 10. Or he's going to lose his balance a bit. Maybe his head comes up a bit. Maybe he's running a bit. Don't take it back to the 5 immediately. Let's just see if he can find his balance. Don't fix it for him, just ride it through. By that I mean, stay with what you're doing and see if he comes to the party himself. He needs to figure out where to place his feet in his more forward trot. He needs to find his new balance. Now, if Horsey gets really emotional or gets really uptight and really too tense to be able to find his own feet, take him back to the 5, get him sorted out, and then once again step into the 6 territory again. As you work through this over the coming weeks, months, you're going to see that he actually finds comfort in the bigger trot. But right now, he's just struggling with it, and that's okay. That's development. He'll get it, and when he does, you'll be able to go from 6 to 7, and funny part is you'll have to do the whole thing all over again. But it will start to become second nature. With this kind of training, you'll also then start to develop the horse's mindset to go forward on his own. But the secret is, you're not going to get that from going from 5 to 10 right off the bat. You're going to do the baby steps to get there. And now you can kind of see why forward isn't A, he's either going forward or he's not. And the final thing I want to talk about in relation to forward, everything we do in our sport is forward. Collection is forward. Remember what I said earlier, it shouldn't feel like the parking brake is on, or that our tires are stuck in mud. You have to keep that mentality, especially when you go to the extreme of collection, which is your piaffe. I know it kind of can look like we're taking away the forward and we're slowing everything down. We're not. Once again, it's an illusion. What we're really doing is loading the hind end more, which raises up the shoulders, which gives the illusion we were speaking about earlier. If you want to think about the transition part, when you see a good rider do piaffe to passage, that transition, that good forward is in there. So nothing gets stalled or gets planted. Because as I say, we are in the extreme part of collection at that point. Hold on too long and we've planted the horse. Or we can dial it down to a lower movement, like say the turn the haunches or a rein back. Both are forward movements, even though one is turning and the other one's going backwards. The horse is still thinking movement goes that way in front of the rider. And that's pretty much everything I have on forward today. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of forward? Have I missed something? Whatever you think, let me know down below. And have you checked out our fancy online store? We've got some sassy attire for all horse people alike and everybody's personality. From sweaters to tees, mugs to glasses, we got you covered. Link is in the description. Give it a check out. And if you like this video, why not give it a thumbs up, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's a little thing, but it really does go a long way. And if you haven't already, why not hit the subscribe button and join the little cruiser guild yourself. We have new videos up every week for your entertainment, but also to make this horse world make a bit more sense. And that's pretty much everything I've got for you guys today. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I am Nolan M Cruz. I'll talk to you. Stay happy.